Yo, I've created a new thing that I want to tell you about. It's called Tapping into the Elements. It's a 5-week journey through the 5 elements, starting on the 1st of November. It is a group offering that will be run via Facebook. You will learn some little nuggets of Noli wisdom about each of the 5 elements, how they show up in your life when they're balanced, when they're imbalanced, and what you can do to bring those elements back into balance with very, very simple things. So you're going to learn, I'm talking real intro basics that you can implement in your life. When I teach things, when I facilitate journeys for people, I'm really interested in getting them to the finish line as quickly as possible. This is not an in-depth thesis on the 5 elements. This is me using the themes of the 5 elements as a catalyst to create an offering, co-create with you guys, so that we can use EFT tapping to clear the main themes of each element. So for those of you who did my EFT for deconditioning the open centers, what we did in that program was we looked at the themes of certain open centers in the human design chart. We looked at the conditioning and the programming that we tend to pick up through having those centers open. And then we did some really powerful tapping and clearing around those themes. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing, but this time we're going to be doing it for the 5 elements. So effectively, we're using the 5 elements and those themes as a foundation to build on and create a tapping script within the group that we will all do together. So yes, you will learn a little bit about each of the 5 elements and how they might be in and out of balance in your life. But my main aim here is to have you walk away understanding, what can I do today? How can I feel today? What could I, what in my kind of self-mastery toolkit can I reach for today that's going to help bring me more peace and alignment? Each of the 5 elements also has a spirit connected, and they have themes connected. So for example, the water element is very much about power. It's about trust. It's about safety. The fire element is very much about how we access and experience joy. It's also about love. It's about our ability to have compassion for ourselves and others. It's about appropriate degrees of intimacy and closeness. Like, how much do I open to these people? Each of the 5 elements is connected to organs in the body. So we're also going to look at, again, this is not going to be I'm not going to give you a fucking biology lesson, but what I am going to do is I'm going to explain to you, okay, so look, we've got the liver and the gallbladder here. In energetic and emotional terms, this is what they connect to. And I've also really been looking into metaphysical anatomy recently as well. So all the pieces that I've kind of been picking up from that, I'm going to be pulling all of this stuff together. And we're going to be working and using EFT tapping to do some really magical clearing around all of this stuff. So as more pieces of information drop in, I will share them with you. But for now, that is what I have. It's going to be £555 for the whole 5-week journey, and you get access to this content forever. So you can come back and look at it again. If you start to feel a little bit out of balance in one area, you'll be able to come back and watch the content and help yourself understand where you might be a little bit out of whack. I'll also explain to you as we go through a little bit about how the elements all feed into each other, because that's been a really big part of my journey. Sometimes my friends now will be talking about something and I'll be like, oh, that's your metal element's out of balance, but it also sounds like your earth element is out of balance, and that is what's throwing the metal out of balance. So my understanding of the elements has very much come from not just studying it and learning the ERC modality that I've learned in the Philosopher's Stone. It's come through that. But then my embodied wisdom of what I've received as a unique transmission in my own life is where I'll be teaching from. So with that 6th line in human design, I'm very much about being in the process of something, and then I integrate. A big part of my integration is teaching the thing. So this is going to be really exciting. I've wanted to do this for a while. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know when it was going to happen. We start on the 1st of November, and we're going to do 1 element per week. You'll get a live spoken transmission about the element. And you'll also get a tapping at the end of that session. We'll do some real deep tapping around the themes to clear any stagnation that might be occurring in the elements. As well as this, there will be a bonus Q&A session. So effectively, there will be 6 live calls, live sessions in the Facebook group over 5 weeks. And in the bonus Q&A, you will get to ask me anything you want to help you integrate what you've learned over the 5 weeks. You can ask me anything about your specific stuff that's going on in your life if you feel like you haven't been able to put the pieces together, or maybe something hasn't quite landed. You will get an opportunity to actually ask me specific questions at the end of the 5 weeks as well, because I really want people to leave this feeling like they've had a little nibble, a little taste. If you want to learn more about 5 elements and you want to really dig deep into them, then the obvious journey is the Philosopher's Stone, and do that with me one-to-one. That is a much bigger investment than this. This is just £555. You've got payment plans. I want to make it as accessible as possible. So take a look at the link, look at the payment plans. If you've got any questions, give me a shout. But for now, this is just me throwing this out into the universe. And I hope that you guys are going to come on the journey with me, because obviously we're going to have a lot of fun in there. You know it. Bye.